Hey, how you doing, everyone? LocalBozo.com is pleased to have with us today the mastermind of Toxic Holocaust, Joel Grind. Joel, how you doing today, man?
Doing really good, man. How about yourself?
Doing great, man. Things have been very busy in the world of Toxic Holocaust. On July 19th, we have the release of Conjure and Command. Congratulations, man.
Thanks, man. I'm looking forward to getting it out there finally.
Yeah, and everybody loved your breakout album, Overdose of Death. But what can fans expect from the new album, Conjuring Command? We all know that you put the song Bitch and Nowhere to Run online already, but what can they expect from it?
I think old fans will still be pretty happy with this new record. I don't think it's too far of a departure from anything we've done in the past. I think for people that haven't heard us before, I think, you know, for the new record especially, people should check it out. It's definitely different than a lot of metal records that are being released today. We didn't rely on any like triggering or any of that stuff. The record is definitely stripped down and it sounds like a band playing, and that was really important to me. I wanted to make sure that it sounded like we were playing as a band, not going in the studio and then using the same drum samples that everyone else used and stuff. So it's definitely different in that respect, and it's also for old Toxic fans, it's definitely the most aggressive record that we've done yet. There's some of the fastest songs we've ever even played on there, and there's also some more mid-pace stuff and some slow stuff. So it kind of takes you up and down as opposed to just having the same tempo all the time. It kind of varies a little bit this time around. So that should I think people should check it out. And even a lot of people that have said that they weren't fans of us in the past have been saying they like this record. So who knows, man? People should check it out and see if they dig it.
Well, I gotta say, we really dig the album over here, and we can see how much you guys have grown. And correct me if I'm wrong, in the early days of Toxic Holocaust, it was just you, Joel, in the studio recording on all the instruments.
That's correct. Yeah, this is the first record I've done that has been a full band, and it feels really good, man. I mean, I was touring with these guys for, upwards of 2 years, and actually the bass player about 3.5 years. I've been in a band with him, so it's like it just made sense this time around to actually come around and do it as a full band. And I'll tell you what, man, it was so much easier for me in the studio too, because all the pressure wasn't on me. I could go ahead and do my parts and then kind of relax a little bit, as opposed to having to be under the gun for like 14 hours a day.
Joel, in recent years, thrash has been making a huge comeback, a revival of sorts. How do you feel about being labeled alongside of some of the great bands from the 80s who made thrash what it is today?
Yeah, I mean, I totally, I totally love thrash, and that's definitely where, where my head's at, like that's where, the Toxic Holocaust sound is coming from, like the whole, mostly for me, it's more like the German thrash stuff, like, Creator and Sodom and Destruction and stuff. That's always been my favorite kind of stuff. Yeah, that's definitely that's definitely where we're at, but I think a lot of the media attention was put on us being like a retro band, and I never really thought of us that way because I definitely draw inspiration from that, but I'm not pretending like we're a band from 1986. I mean, we're definitely doing it our own way, and the influences are there, sure, of course they are, but I'm not trying to be, straight out of an Anthrax video or something,
Social media is really important for bands to get their name out these days on Facebook and Twitter. Joel, if you could talk about the situation that happened in Connecticut with the Connecticut Blue Laws when you were shooting a music video and how Twitter helped you guys.
Yeah, that was super cool, man. Our bass player does our Facebook, and we were all having a good time doing the video and stuff, starting to get kind of tuned in and stuff, and then all of a sudden the the beer runs out, and then that was fine, you know. Like we didn't think anything of it, but then our drummer who lives in Connecticut kind of informed us that you know, because of the blue laws, you can't get alcohol on Sundays there, like of any kind, beer or liquor. And I was like, oh my god, you know, like that's like one of the worst things you can hear when you're like, you know, ready for that next one, you know. And so our bass player got on Facebook and actually asked for, you know, someone to come down and give us some beer. And a cool dude fucking came down and brought us fucking 2 cases of beer, and you know, brought some stuff for Phil, some green shit for Phil too. So it was cool, man. It was like, yeah, definitely. That in that respect, that can definitely help you out a lot.
Yeah, that just goes to show you that your fans are tuned in over Twitter and Facebook to come and help you out, and it also helps with live shows too.
It's a cool thing, man. It's cool that our fans are, you know, that supportive of us, because, you know, we do it for them, you know. It's the whole reason we're doing it, so it's really cool.
And speaking of live shows, Toxic Holocaust have come through New York City and Brooklyn before. What's that experience like playing in New York City and Brooklyn? And talk about your upcoming show on August 19th in Brooklyn at Club Europa.
Oh man, we've had some really good shows and we've had some really bad shows in New York. It depends, you know, but lately, especially when we've been playing in Brooklyn, we've had some really great shows. I've had a lot of friends come down from like outside of New York, and you know, a lot of people from New England came down, and you know, it's always a really cool time. I actually like that Club Europa a lot. It's kind of I didn't know what to expect when I first saw it, but it was really cool, man. It sounds good, and you know, it's a cool stage and stuff. So I'm looking forward to the show coming up, man. I can't wait.
Speaking of going out on tour, what are some of the bands that you like to tour with, and some of your favorite festivals you like to play?
I think some of my favorite bands to tour with are probably like, we always like going out with Municipal Waste. They're really good friends of ours, and you know, they bring a lot of people out, and the kids are cool, and you know, all that. So that's always a really fun band to tour with. We've had some really good times touring with 3 Inches of Blood also. Again, really good friends of ours, and you know, it just always turns into a party and stuff. So I think those 2 bands are probably my favorite to tour with. And also, I like touring with the band Trap Them. They're really good friends of ours too. So, you know, as you can tell, I like going on tour with like people that we're pretty close with, like personally as well as like musically, you know. So I think those bands are some of my favorites to go out with. We're actually going out with Trap Them in Europe soon, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I think probably my favorite festival that we've played so far is wow, what was it called? Shit, I'm sorry, the name escapes me right now. But it was a festival that we played in the UK, in Wales, and we played with Girl School, Angel Witch, Onslaught, Wasp. It was a really cool festival, man.
That's definitely a solid mix of bands from different time periods right there.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, man. We went on like right around the same time as Onslaught, so it was really cool. We both were hanging out on each other's side stage and stuff, so that was pretty awesome.
Joel, we really appreciate you coming and speaking with us today. The new album from Toxic Holocaust comes out today, July 19th on Relapse Records. It's Conjuring Command. It's fucking awesome. Joel, is there anything you'd like to leave us with?
Hey, man, I appreciate the interview. I appreciate the, you know, giving me the opportunity to, you know, promote the record and stuff, and, you know, check us out on the road. We're going to be in Brooklyn. What day was it? August 19th, you said?
Yeah, that's August 19th at Club Europa in Brooklyn.
Check us out at Europa, man.
Joel, once again, thank you very much, and thanks for keeping heavy metal alive.
No problem. See you, bro.